We are the All Nagaland Ad Hoc Teachers Group 2015 batch. Now there has been a lot of confusion about the year 2015. That is because a lot of people think that we were recruited only in the year 2015, but that is not the case. We have been appointed prior to 2012, but why do we use the term or the nomenclature as ANATG-2015 batch is because we were eligible for the suitability test which was supposed to be conducted by the government, by the department in 2015. Henceforth, the name, the nomenclature itself is ANATG or All Nagaland Ad Hoc Teachers Group 2015 batch. Now, as I have already mentioned, we were eligible for to sit for the suitability test in 2015, but the government or the department, through various tactics, has had delayed our suitability test, conduct of the suitability test by 2 years, and that happened only in 2017. Now, we understand the various procedures that entails any of the government procedures that happens in the office. So for that reason, we also did not have much halagula on that issue, though we were delayed for 2 years, and we very obediently appeared the suitability test conducted in 2017. Then after we have waited patiently, but it happened so that the government did not declare our results, neither there was any response or any initiative from the part of the government to regularize our service. Therefore, we staged a protest way back in 2018. Now, during the protest, the government cited the court case which was filed by ACCOUT and PSN against the Class 1 and 2 gazetted posts, which were supposedly or accepted as backdoor appointments. But somehow, let me make it very clear that we were not implicated in the case in any way, but somehow the government citing the reason that since there is an ongoing court case, we won't be able to regularize your service. So with that excuse, way back in 2018, we were granted the scale of pay. Let me also tell you that prior to 2018, no matter how long we were serving, we were fixed salary employees. The graduate teachers were receiving 8,260 rupees, and the primary teachers were receiving 6,600 rupees. So that was the condition in which we were made to survive. Our own as well as our families were surviving on the meager salary of 6,600 and 8,260 rupees, primary teachers and graduate teachers respectively. So those were the kind of hardships, and in 2018 somehow, of course, we came for regularization, but the government had the appeasement policy of granting us the scale of pay. So post 2018 we have been receiving the scale of pay, and let me also take this moment to acknowledge the government for at least hearing to our pleas and cries, and it is trying to make our lives a little more comfortable. So at this time, I would genuinely like to acknowledge the part the government has played way back in 2018. But even after 2018, we were waiting for our regularization, and of course during this span of time we have submitted numerous representations to the government. Now, unfortunately, the COVID pandemic came in, and then there were a couple of years where we could not do anything, where nothing could be processed in the office and things like that, to which we understand, and we were also patient. And I believe everyone will agree that the teacher members of ANATG have been very patient in this regard. But somehow, way back last year, 2021, starting from the month of, on the 3rd of December, we had submitted a representation to the government of Nagaland in December, 3rd of December 2021. Then after, there was no response from them. Then we again subsequently submitted another representation to which there was no reply from the government. If I may just add, prior to the submission of the representation in 3rd of December 2021, we have also, the earlier representation was way back in 20th of March 2020. So that is an inclusion, that is something to be added to it. And then after this year, we have subsequently submitted about a couple of representations to which there was no reply. Now, as a very genuine organization or group, as we call ourselves, we at least expect something from the government. When we send a representation, it is not just that we are submitting an application, but we also want a response from the government stating that your matter cannot be solved, your matter can be solved, your matter has been taken to this step, your matter has been, pushed forward to this position. But there has been nothing of that sort of intimations from the government, and in fact, very honestly, we are also a little discouraged by those kind of actions. Now, starting off with the representations, gradually we came to the point whereby we wanted to submit an ultimatum. Now, this Department of School Education has been a lot of times termed as the Department of Ultimatums, to which we are very sorry, but we would also want the government to know that ultimatums are not just submitted for the sake of, for the sake that it is a paper for which we are demanding something, but it is a very genuine and a very, honest request, a very honest demand to the government that, TK, we have already set for our suitability test, now it's time that you regularize us. How long can we go without being regularized? How long do we have to serve the government without any job security, without any benefits which the other regular employees are enjoying? So, not so, but at the same time, let us see that we are also delivering the same kind of duty whichever the regular teachers are delivering in our respective schools. It does not mean that since we are ad hoc, we are given less job, we are given, less tasks to perform in the school. No, that is not the case. But we perform as many tasks, as many jobs as the regular teachers perform, and if I may say, then maybe we may be even performing better than the regular teachers. And I'm proud to make such a statement on behalf of all the teachers gathered here. Somehow, still coming back to the story, our ultimatum was served on the 31st of July with a time frame of 30 days. So it got expired on the 22nd of August 2022. And right after the expiry of the ultimatum period, the ANATG had planned. We had proposed to go for an agitation. But at that time, our union minister, finance minister, was here in Nagaland. She was making a state visit. And we as responsible teachers, we as responsible individuals, we did not want to draw the picture, we did not want to give the picture to the union government that teachers are agitating in Nagaland when a union minister is here in the state. So for that reason, we delayed. That is the kind of grace that we have been trying to showcase even to our government, but still, there was no response. Then after waiting, we thought that this is enough, we will go for the agitation. So the date of agitation was supposed to be on the 8th of September 2022. So as we were planning for it, on the 4th of September, we got a call from the Principal Director of School Education, whereby he requested the ANATG to give him a grace period of 20 days with the assurance that he will try to pursue our regularization matter, be it at the secretariat, be it at the department, or be it at the government level whatsoever. So with that kind of assurance, he asked for a 20 days period, to which we gracefully agreed to him, and we have the written intimations that we have had between the ANATG and the Principal Director of School Education. So we waited patiently, but still, even after the expiry of 20 days, there has been no response from the government officially. Of course, he has made a telephonic conversation with me, but I will not regard, I'm very sorry to say this, I'm very sorry to be saying this in front of the media, but I cannot accept that as an official intimation to the ANATG. So, starting from today, we have all gathered, all the 1166. Of course, we do not guarantee that 1166 are seated here. I can proudly say that as many teachers are here today represents the 1166, and we will go for the agitation starting from today. Of course, there's not only one thing, but there are quite a lot of things. I don't know if you would have questions after this, then maybe we'll be more than glad to clarify those statements. But let me just hold on to one statement, that the government is regularizing incumbents in other departments. And we have hard copy proof of the regularization that has happened in the Public Works Department, R&B. We have hard evidence of regularization that has taken place in youth resource and sports. Now, our question is, if at all there is a standing court case order, then does that court case or that order, does it imply only to the 1166 of the ANATG? That is the kind of questions that we want to ask to the government. They keep saying that they cannot regularize us because of the court case, but they can regularize other incumbents from other departments. We have used and we have come across the word stepmotherly treatment in the media, in the paper, in the press, in social media platforms a lot of times. So we would definitely not like to use that word stepmotherly treatment, but if I may say, it's even worse than the stepmotherly treatment. At the same time, the government has also made ways to absorb the centrally sponsored schemes, teachers into the state cadre. We, as the 1166 of the ANATG, we have no rejection against the absorption into the state cadre. We are in fact very glad and we are happy for our counterparts in the RMSA and the SSA. They are also as thirsty as we are for jobs. If we cannot be regularized, then at least they're getting absorbed. In a sense, they're being regularized into the state cadre. So we're very happy for that. And we are very happy at the same time we share the same, the same happiness with them. But the government can absorb those unsanctioned posts into the state cadre, whereas we, the 1166, who has been appointed against sanctioned posts, are not being able to get into the state service, regular service. So there are a lot of disparities, there are a lot of anomalies in the working system of the government. And way back in 2018 also, when we were going for the agitation, we have always made it clear, we have always made it a very strong point that we are not against any of the officials, the government officials seated in their respective chairs, but rather we are against the system that is working, that is on the process, that has taken place over here in Nagaland. We talk about corruption, but this is the base of corruption, and we hardly have any support. While talking about the service benefits of the regular employees, we are not trying to compare ourselves with the regular employees as well, but over the scores of time that we have been kept as ad hoc employees, let me also tell this, taking this opportunity, that more than 10 members from our teachers has passed away. To their families, there is no benefit. They have served the government with everything at their disposal, and yet when they have passed away, they have received nothing. Very recently, the Chief Minister's medical insurance was announced. There too, it is only for the regular employees. Our senior-most member in the group is a 1994 appointee. How long does he have to serve to get regularized? And our junior-most appointee is of 31st December 2012. How long do we have to serve the government to prove our mental that we are eligible, that we are eligible for regularization? The government conducted the suitability test way back in 2017. To this day, we do not know the results of who has passed and who has failed. They haven't declared the results even to this day. What is the motive behind this?
The Old Nagaland Ad Hoc Teachers Group, the batch of 2015, consisting of 1,166 aggrieved teachers, are holding the peaceful protest in the issue of the service regularization towards the government of Nagaland. They are holding their protest from Solidarity Park and marching towards the Civil Secretariat in Kohima. It is noted that this particular group of teachers have gone through the proper criteria for their service regularization. However, in spite of all their hard work over the years, they have not been given the regularization.